was a comment that was made on Facebook the other day about being a submissive woman. They were saying that a submissive woman controls her man, and I agree with that. I think until we begin to talk in honesty and transparency and stop pandering to both sides, especially to the sisters, because there is so much entitlement, and because men have been quiet for so long, and it's been the men that has been quiet were the type of men that y'all really need to be listening to. The men that doing the most talking ain't the ones, they don't have nothing to say anyway.
What's good? It's your boy Quay Price, man, holding it down for Kandid Konvos. Definitely check us out every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. People today, they lazy. Ain't nobody trying to put in no work. If stuff start getting a little rough in the relationship or in the marriage, ain't nobody trying to fix nothing. Like, I mean, that's how people's mindsets are today. Yeah, but that's how I know that folks don't truly understand what marriage was about, because they tap out way too easy. Yeah, you see people fight harder for a job, like they can't go get another one of them in 2 weeks. Yeah, she's talking about these guys coming to these foreign countries and sourcing out these foreign women because they possess these character traits. Yep, they're more cooperative when it comes to a man, or they're more cooperative when it comes to a marriage and a relationship. They're more, nurturing forward when it comes to a relationship. They're more I don't even want to use the word soft, but I'll use the word soft. They're softer when it comes to, these relationships and interactions with men and so forth. And like I said, we definitely got to be honest. We see a difference, right? We see a difference. And I think, Chloe and Tay made some good points earlier. A lot of this stuff is based around money over here in the West. What's good? Welcome back to Kandid Konvos. I'm your host, Quay Price. We got Chloe on deck. Say what's up to the people.
Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Man, shout out to all of y'all joining us tonight. We appreciate y'all joining us. Do me a favor, hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Likes are free. Also hit that share if you feel so inclined. Let's say we want to get this conversation out to as many of our people as possible. All right. We're going to go on and get right to it tonight. We ain't going to play no games. A couple things we got to touch on. Let me do this real quick. Here's the link to join us on the panel. You can drop this in your Google Chrome, your Microsoft Edge. If you're coming in through an Apple device, you got to use Safari. Yeah, join us on the panel. Kick it with us on the show. Don't be scared. You do have the ability to cut your camera off if you choose. We always encourage you to keep your camera on. In addition to hearing the video feed, we also have this link in all the chat feeds as well. So you can catch it at the Kandid Konvos page on YouTube or Facebook, or you can shoot us a message. We'll get it to you directly. We'll lead us up here for a little bit as we get into this conversation. Let me see who's checking in early today. Kenyatta in the building. She said, happy Wednesday. What's going on, Kenyatta? Appreciate you joining us tonight. Yeah, appreciate you holding me down lately, Kenyatta. I've been having to let loose on some things lately. Appreciate you holding me down in the comments. Let's see. Shout out to Donovan. He said hello and happy Wednesday, folks. Happy Wednesday. Hello to you, Donovan. Appreciate you, brother, holding us down as always every Wednesday night. Shout out to my YouTube folks in the building as well. I see y'all checking in as well. Drop a comment. Let us know where you're coming in from. We always like to know where our viewers are at. We've hit folks across the pond. So, yeah, we always like to know where our viewers are checking in from. Yeah, so drop a comment if you haven't already. Okay. You ready to get right on into this one?
Let's go.
Okay. So topic for tonight. The 4B movement is trash. And this sounds interesting right here. Topic for tonight. The 4B movement is trash. Man, what y'all done? Let me drop this link down for a minute. Y'all let us know if y'all need the link. I'm gonna drop that down for a minute. Man, what y'all done came up with now, man? 4B movement. What?
It's always something.
All right, we're gonna check this out 1 second. Let me check in. We just lost him. I'll let him come back. All right, I guess we're gonna go and get right on to it. I don't even know what this is. Let me see what's going on.
4B movement situation. I've been hearing about it, been scrolling past it, because it's, to me, just yet another trend and another way for women to try to take control of whatever situation they think they're in control of. But before I put my 2 cents in on it, let me explain what I think it means based off the research that I've done. The 4B movement is something that was originated in South Korea. The women over there felt as though the men were being violent towards them, wasn't being nice to them, so they decided to come up with the 4B movement. The letter B in South Korea just pretty much stands for no. So if you put an action behind the word no, we came up with no sex, no children, no marriage, no dating. Some women went as far as to say no everything. No talking to men, no working under men, no even speaking to men. We don't want nothing to do with men at all, period. So I went and started looking at some Korea women's videos, women that actually stayed in Korea, and this is what I come up with.
Because I am a Korean woman currently living in Korea, and I have so much to say about this topic. So most of the 4B movement videos that I've seen on TikTok are made from foreigners, and I think Korean Americans or just Asian people living in the West, but not actually people living in Korea. So the 4B movement in Korea is a very, very small fraction of the whole Korean population in general. It's just the Western media likes to highlight that part and make it seem like it's the biggest issue in Korea, which it really is not. I can promise you that. Don't believe all those sensational articles written online all the time. Most people in Korea still like the other sex. We want to date, we want to find love, we want to get married. Those are like the big majority. And it's only the small group of extreme radical misandrists and extreme radical misogynists. They just seem like the loudest because
Now, it's not to say that she speaks for all of the women in Korea, but what I've come up with is this. It seems to me like there's a small portion of women over in Korea that's pretty much doing the same thing that a small portion of women over in the US is doing, which is trying to control a narrative about men, trying to get other women to come on board and find a way to control men. Seems to me like women are entirely lost these days, to the point where y'all don't know what y'all want. Y'all are literally on the internet surfing trends, following trends, to the point where you don't even know what it is that you truly want for your life and over your life. If you think about it, there has been so many trends with women, and they all try to lead back to getting a man's attention in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And that's the part that I just disagree with, because it seems like women are so male-centered that y'all don't know how to decenter men without disrespecting them, without feeling like you're taking something from them, or feeling like you don't. It's like y'all trying to control men to get them to do what y'all want to do because you don't know how to deal with them, whichever way that is. There is a way to deal with men. Excuse me. And it seems as though y'all don't know how. So y'all trying to find out any way y'all can to control them, and that's where it makes women look whack. First, y'all started off with the hot girl summer. Now we outside, we twerking on headlights. You know, we free. We doing whatever we want to do. We in a hookup culture. We can do exactly what the men do. We gonna get their attention one way or another. We ain't about to just be sitting around just messing with one dude. Y'all went with that. Then y'all went and said, well, forget it. We need men who got money. So we about to go get our LLC, start all these businesses. We about to run it up, make 6 figures, and we the girl bosses. Y'all went for that for a second. Then y'all seen that wasn't really working because they didn't care about your money. Then we said, well, we're going to be on our soft girl era. Everybody is just like, I'm not on that. You know, we're going to do what we want to do. And men love soft, feminine women. And if you want to be a well-kept women, ladies, just be soft. So then y'all roll with that. That didn't work. Now all of a sudden y'all talking about a 4B movement where y'all saying we cutting everything out. We don't want to deal with men. We don't want their babies. We don't want no sex. We don't want to date. We don't, y'all, what y'all telling everybody to delete their dating apps? Don't talk to men. Don't look at men. Don't give them no private part. Don't get me wrong, as a woman, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm all for that. I just don't like the fact that y'all try to make everything a trend to follow as if that's not just the rules of being a modest woman to begin with. Baby, I'm not a part of no 4B movement. However, I am a modest woman. I am a respectable woman. I am a wholesome woman. I've been not walking around passing my body out to all the men. I've been not letting nobody make me no baby mama times 2, 3, 4, 5. I've been not sleeping around. I've been not just dating people that's not worth my time. There's a lot of us real girl bosses that's really trying to be within their feminine energy, really trying to learn themselves as women, where we ain't a part of no whacked social media trend. Not to mention, the lady in Korea just sat there and said that is a small portion of women. That is not what we represent over here. There are some women who feel like that, but that is not the majority. What happens is social media loves to pick up the negativity off anything and spread it. Why? Because negativity spreads more than anything else. But that is not ideal. That is not reality. And that is not the reality. A lot.
Okay, let me hold that right there. So yeah, we talking tonight. The 4B movement is trash. Man, drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. This is some interesting stuff right here. Kenyatta said it's always a movement or terminology or something. Shake my head. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's always something. And I think that's a part of the problem, but we're going to come back to that. Let's see. Vince said, hey, family, what's going on, Vince? Appreciate you hopping on tonight, brother. Appreciate you. Let's see. Donovan, let's see. Them men's need PS 101 movement, Passport Solutions 101. You say you trying to get them up out of here, huh? Donovan said, just throw this batch out. They gonna need a batch. Man. Donovan, you something else, man. All right, let me come back to the panel, man. I don't know, Chloe. I see you just hopped off. I see you got something to say. Go ahead.
I mean, it's not much because I've been told y'all about these women, like, and as always, we are speaking in general. It's generalizations because we obviously don't know every woman. We don't know every man. So, don't take it personal, but I told y'all about these women. I've been told y'all about these women. I told y'all many, many, many shows ago that women always running around talking about narcissists, but women are some of the biggest narcissists you will ever meet. Manipulation is one of the biggest traits of narcissism, and women stay trying to find a way to manipulate men. They stay trying to find a way to manipulate men. For people who act like y'all don't care about this sex, y'all don't care about men, y'all just don't care about this gender, y'all don't care about them. You don't need them. You might want them sometimes, but you don't care about them. But y'all stay doing stuff, like she said, to get their attention. Y'all stay wanting validation from a man. Y'all stay on Instagram taking pictures, suggestively, so that you can get a man to like it. You stay, talking about he in your DMs. Y'all stay wanting attention for me. For y'all not to like men, I'm confused. Because y'all doing a whole lot. You say you're not doing it for men, but I can't tell. I really can't. So, I mean, I'm with her. Like, it's enough of this stuff. You look childish. You look foolish. And now you have hijacked these. Tell me you're privileged without telling me you're privileged. Now, this is a subset of Korean women who are dealing with a very specific issue that they claim they're dealing with. So this is how they have chosen to address this particular issue. Here comes American women. Here they come. Y'all are not being oppressed over here. Nobody is oppressing y'all. CEOs, six-figure earners, business owners. Y'all not being oppressed. Cut it out.
Yeah, no, that's real right there. Let me check in with JR real fast. JR, you there, man?
Yes. Hello to the people on the panel and the chat. How's everybody doing?
Doing good. How you doing, man?
Nah, I'm all good, thank you. I'm all good.
You heard anything about 4B over there, man?
Haven't heard anything about 4B. I haven't
4B
heard of
movement?
it. Obviously, you see it like obviously online and whatnot,
Okay.
but I wouldn't go as far as saying it's latched onto here. Like I always say, we are your little brothers or sisters, right? So you lot will get the trend first, and eventually it's gonna filter its way through here. So some ladies will probably play on that if they see it, or they might not see it, but they already kind of act on it.
Right.
Where it's like I've seen it, and I don't think this is the first time it's actually come up. This 4B movement, I think it's come up. This is the second time it's come in probably the last 2 years, and it was like, congratulations, let's clap our hands. You're finally saying something right, and we've been waiting for this for how many years? I'm 30 years old now. We've been waiting for that kind of message. So
okay, yeah, I was just curious, man. Had it made it all the way over there? Yeah, let me get this comment real quick, then I'm gonna get my little 2 cents. Shout out to Mark Kendall in the building, holding it down for YouTube. Appreciate you, brother. He said the 4B movement is dumb as hell. It should be 5B because they're also shaving their heads. Most men have checked out. Just ask the Passport Bros, the MGTOW, and the SYSBM. Appreciate this comment right here. Yeah, this is some wild stuff. This is some wild stuff. I didn't even know what this was. To me, it sounds like feminism all over again. That's what it sounds like. But of course, another trend, right? Another trend that's based on an issue that has to do with a whole nother group of women that has nothing to do with Black women. But some of our sisters are latching on to it, and it's now supposed to punish the Black men, or I don't know what the actual goal is. But listening to the video, young lady said the ladies are saying no sex, no marriage, no dating, so they just cutting it off. And my response to that is cool. Yep, cut it off. Cut off the sex, cut off the marriage, cut off the dating, and going about your way. Yep, it's really that simple. Yep, I've even heard of some young ladies saying that they cutting off their hair and going bald and all of this stuff, I guess in protest and all of this, and that's fine. I will say it again. Cool. Yep, cut it off. If you want to cut your hair off, cut your hair off. If you want to cut off your sex and your marriage and your dating and all of that and having babies and all that, cut it all off. That's fine. Yeah, I'm going to put it to you like this. At this point, nobody cares. Yeah, but if you're not about to get yourself together, if you're not about to move as a woman and a man and move accordingly, then let me keep it a buck. Just shut up. Yep, nobody cares anymore. Yeah, the problem is we always want to latch on to these trends. We want to latch on to this social media garbage. Then we want to pull that into our relationships and want to start pointing the finger back and forth. That ain't getting us nowhere. Yep. So if this is the movement that you want to latch on it and go on about your way. And you tell me how that go. Yep. Come back and give me some success rate numbers. I want to see how it goes, how it actually pans out. Yeah, but this is some nonsense. Yeah, we got to make up our mind and decide what we're going to do out here. Because what I'm starting to learn, and I talk about this all the time, you know, I'm a grown man. If I've been hearing since I was a young kid that ladies mature faster than men, that they're so much more mature than men, that was cap. Yeah, but I'm sure a lot of men have heard that. We heard that mess growing up, and that mess is cap. Because I'm watching people in action today. I'm not seeing the maturity. If all of these people that was so much mature than men, and as we was young kids, and they was so much more mature than us and all this and all of that, I'm watching all of that lack of maturity play out right now. Yeah, they really wasn't, and they really aren't. Yeah, but at some point we got to grow up. Yeah, we got to grow up. Yeah, some of this stuff that's going on out here, like I said, is for the most part, it's counterproductive. And then we get behind this stuff. We put this energy behind this stuff. And this is the thing. It's funny how we always got all of this energy for this type of nonsense. But when it comes to holding yourself accountable, self-reflecting, sitting down thinking about where you went wrong in your past relationships, where you went wrong with your baby mama and your baby daddy, somehow we can't do that and figure that out. But we can figure out how to join in on some 4B movement and shave a head and talk about cutting off some sex and some marriage and some dating and think that that's going to get us somewhere. You know, none of this mess makes sense. And at some point, we're going to have to cut this mess out. Yeah, we got to cut this mess out. The last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to be done with this because this is some nonsense if I ever seen it. The young lady in the video said that a lot of this stuff seems like it's based around trying to control men. So my question to ladies is why are y'all so locked in or infatuated with trying to control a man? Yo, help me understand that. Yeah, why are some ladies today so infatuated with trying to control a man, yet in the same breath will then come back and say that that man is weak because he can be controlled? Like, make that make sense. Yeah, because I hear ladies time and time again say that they don't want no weak men. They want a man who can lead them. If they want a man who gonna stand on business, he gonna stand 10 toes down. I hear this mess all the time. They want a real man. So the man that y'all continue to describe, he's not going to be easily controlled. So why is it that y'all so stuck on trying to control somebody, and that's not even the person that you keep talking about that you saying that you want? Yeah, it don't make sense. So man, I need y'all to make up y'all mind, man. Y'all done took me there tonight. It's been a wild week for me. Y'all done took me there. Yeah, I need to make y'all mind up. Yeah, but if you subscribe to 4B, go on and subscribe to 4B and go on about your business. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Let me get some of these comments, man, and we'll keep going. Let's see. Kenyatta said the mean girls from high school. Yeah, right. Exactly. Kenyatta know what I'm talking about. Let's see. Donovan said, let's see, they're gonna find themselves by themselves. Man, and that's it, Donovan. Yeah, we doing all this nonsense out here. We pointing all these fingers. We 4B movement and doing all this stuff, and still ending up by ourselves. Yep, no marriages, no successful relationships, struggling to find our person, divorces left and right. But we still over here talking about some 4Bs and these little fake movements like it's actually going to yield some actual results. Yeah, we got to get it together. Kenyatta, let's see. She said, no, there is no need. No, there is no need for abortions. Okay. Yeah, I think that was I'm assuming that was based off that video right there. Let's see. Vince said, let's see, get a dog and die alone. It's over. Yeah, you know, Vince, it's looking a little questionable out here, man. Just based on some of the stuff I keep seeing. Listen, I ain't never even heard this. I ain't know what this was about, but now that I see it, yeah, we got to stop wasting our time. Let's see, Donovan said, let's see, God got away for dealing with the selfish-minded folk. Yes, he do. Yes, he do. Yes, he do. Let's see, the real one in the building. He said, good night. Let's see, good night to you all. How's everyone's night going? Going well, the real one. Appreciate you hopping on with us tonight. Let's see, Donovan. Let's see, Will, cutting off sex would eliminate the need for, ABs. There you go, 2024 campaigning. And I'm about to ask that question as well, because we're going to have to go there. Let's see, Mark Kendall said the impetus for the 4B was due to the elevated living expenses and busy work schedules. Most people in Korea fall under the 9-9-6 work model, meaning they work from 9 o'clock to 20. Wow, that's a long day right there, 6 days a week. Huh. Okay, good to know, Mark. I didn't know that, man. Good information right there. Appreciate that comment. Mark also said, let's see, it was hard for them to save up for houses and they barely had time to date, adversely affecting Korea's birth rate. Some of the feminists stateside treat the 4B movement like it's a fad. Okay. No, I can see that too, man. Let's see, Donovan said 4B just might reduce the spread of STDs. No doubt. Yeah, no doubt. And that's why I said, go ahead and do it. Yeah, instead of talking and being on social media and trying to push other folks to join the nonsense, go ahead and do it. Yeah, you let me know where they get you. Let me check in with Joe. I seen him come off mute. What's up, Joe?
Hey, good evening. What's up, everybody?
Good evening. How you doing, man?
What's up, Joe?
Hey, what's up, JR? I've never even heard of this before, so I guess I don't know. It's the first. I mean, I don't know. I don't. So I guess I kind of got the gist of it. How gross some of
So
it
hold
about.
on. Let me give you another one. Hold on.
What nobody say. That 4B decenter men movement is dumb. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Like, y'all sound dumb. Like, for one, regardless what these men voted for, don't nobody have control over your body but you. I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you're engaged. I don't care what your situation is. If you're not planning for a baby, then you should be on birth control. Period. Like, and I understand that things happen, but for the most part, things don't be happening to y'all. Y'all just be irresponsible, and y'all don't care about nothing till y'all miserable with a whole bunch of kids. And I also feel like y'all need to stop this decenter men and recruiting other women to be bitter with you because you're mad because you don't get a certain type of treatment from dudes because you date men that don't like you. If you can't get no flowers, if you can't get no chocolate, if you can't get no date, if you can't get a certain type of treatment, that means that you're convenient and he don't like you. You don't have to decenter men. Go find dudes that actually like you, that actually want to give you a certain type of treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all sound crazy. Like, and then it's like y'all talking about decenter men, like who y'all gonna beg now? Who y'all gonna beg? Like,
All right, so yeah, there you go, John. Just a little gist, man. So the ladies are saying they're gonna cut off sex, cut off marriage, cut off dating, cut off having kids with men. And some ladies are going a little step further, saying they're going, they shaving heads and doing all type of stuff in protests. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of the 4B movement. Definitely, especially over here in the US.
So it sounds like.
Wait, my
Can you hear me?
bad. Chloe, you said
Joe,
something?
let Joe finish.
Okay, go ahead, Joe.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. It sounds like whatever this is it's the motivations and where it originated. Apparently, in South Korea, is different from the motivations with the women in America. So it's kind of like they just took it and made it their own. Um, and for, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, with Koreans, it's because they're overworked or to some extent. So they don't have the, I guess, the emotional uh, they don't have the energy, I suppose, to do anything more than what they're doing, which is working a lot, apparently. They're saying 996, which is crazy. And but with American women, it's because of the men that they've dealt with in the past that did them dirty. But men that they picked, because we can't do nothing unless unless we force ourselves on them. But for the majority, it's these are the men that they're picking that they have grievances with, and this is kind of like their retaliatorial attack against not just the men that they were dating or had caught having sex with, but also the men that they haven't even had sex with yet, or even had any relationship with before. So it's kind of like a blanketed. It's like carpet bombing, right? You know, you're looking for one enemy, but then you just bombing everybody around and killing innocent people around you. So it seems like that's just two different approaches to the same, I guess, movement, if that's what you want to call it. Secondly, I mean, I guess it's odd that they said they don't want to deal with men, but yet they're constantly like advertising. It's like saying I don't like men. You're telling men I don't like men, but then you're saying, look at me. Don't you see I don't like you? Are you watching? See, you don't like me, right? I don't like you. You see, I'm cutting you off. Can you see it? Well, then that's like if you really was cutting men off, then I don't know why you would advertise it so strongly. And I mean, if they had other options, I'm sure they would exercise it. But I don't know what those options would be. At least with the passport bros or whatever they want to call themselves, they have their grievances and they also voice their issues, but they exercise those options and they are for the most part successful in it. So I guess my thing is if they want to be alone, I share the same sentiment with you, Clay. Then I guess they can just be alone or get with a woman. I've met women like that. If they talk like this, their solution is I'm just going to choose to be alone, have a dog, a cat, or they become bisexual or lesbians. That's usually their two best options, unless they go outside the country and do whatever else they want.
Bisexual?
Yeah, yeah, or
Joe,
straight up lesbian,
Joe,
or turn the other cheek.
Joe. They can't even stand, yeah,
Themselves.
being with the opposite gender, right?
I know.
Please, Joe.
Irony.
How are they gonna stand each other? Come on, my bro.
That's the irony.
Yeah,
I was just telling
yeah,
you what
that's
they
the
do, what I've heard. This is what they tell me. And I'm thinking, okay, let's see how that work out. And then I'll meet someone who will say, yeah, I'm going to go back to doing the man thing again. Oh, you mean the same man that you told me that you had issues with years ago? So they'll do the lesbian thing, the bisexual, and they come back around and say, oh, I like men better. Oh, yeah. Okay, I kind of figured you did. But then I also meet women who are going into that. So they hate men so much, and they say, "I'm going to be alone, and I'm going to be lesbian or bisexual," and then they're beginning that journey before they find out many years later that that's not the path or the natural path for them to take. So I
yeah, I
mean, it
got
sucks for them, I guess. I don't know, but no,
you.
this
Yeah.
is the first time I'm hearing it.
No, I got you. I got you. Yeah, no, I appreciate that comment right there. Yeah, it's just like I said, it's just well, at least I know I'm just recently hearing it as well, but clearly it's circulating. But I'm gonna run one more, and then I'm gonna drop this. You want to say something, Chloe? Go ahead.
Well, kind of, yeah. Before we, kind of move on, I'm gonna say like the thing that maybe I'm not supposed to say, right? But I want y'all to hear the intention behind what I'm saying. When I look at a lot of the social media posts and videos about this movement, obviously, as always, Black women are all wrapped up in it, but the women shaving their heads by and large, and the women really like aggressively kind of pushing it are white women. They're white women. And I guess I want to ask the Black women watching in the chat that can relate. If you can't relate to this, then hey, it's not for you. How many times are these women going to burn you before you learn your lesson? You keep following these women into a burning building. You did it with feminism. You did it. They led you right into a burning building, and then they got out. And they left you to deal with the consequences of what the feminist movement did to your community. Then they got you on board to be a part of this. We're voting for a Black woman. We're voting for a woman. We're voting for a woman. All the women are coming together, right? And y'all thought that they had y'all back. And they went in those voting booths. And white women, by and large, along with their Latina sisters, voted Trump into office. And I just want to know, Black women, when y'all gonna get it? When y'all gonna get it? Y'all not tired of following these women? Y'all not tired of jumping on their team? They even had y'all turning y'all backs on y'all own men. But the gag is the men actually had y'all back.
What the?
Meanwhile, your Latina sisters and your Caucasian cousins was following their husbands right to the Republican Party. That's the gag. And now here y'all are again following them behind some movement. And I just want to know when y'all gonna get it. At some point, you have to decide that what they got, what they trying to do, leave that with them. You need to figure out, you got problems in your own backyard. You need to figure out how to fix what's going on in your community between you and your men. You need to figure out why our young boys are committing suicide and have mental health issues. We need to figure out why our young girls are having babies younger and younger. Okay, we got our own problems. We don't need their problems. Let them handle that. They want to fight back and forth with their men. They men that already told them they don't care what they think. They don't care about what they got to say. While y'all still have your men supporting y'all in real life, in real time, not for play, not whatever social media trying to trick y'all into. Y'all men really supporting y'all like that? And when they need to have y'all back, they got y'all back like that? Y'all need to be paying attention to that. And stop following behind these women. So there's a part of this movement where, because of the results of the election, and Black women can see that white women really ain't got their back like that, and really don't mess with them like that, that there's supposed to be these blue bracelets that now white women can get. And it's like, if you see a white woman with a blue bracelet, then she's an ally. Right?
Mm.
Are we serious? How disingenuous can you be? So now I'm supposed to believe that because you're wearing a blue bracelet, I'm safe around you. And why would I need that from you? Because you already showed me who you are. And this is not even race baiting, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't have a problem with nobody that ain't got no problem with me. It doesn't matter what ethnicity you are. We good. I don't got no issues. But when people show you who they are, you have to believe them. And at some point, ladies, y'all have to get off these bandwagons. Like she said in the video, y'all have followed these trends so much that y'all don't even, you guys you aren't recognizable anymore. What is the Black woman? What does she stand for? What is your culture? What do you believe in? Who are you? Because right now, you look like someone who will follow any trend, be behind any movement. You don't have a stance. You don't have an identity anymore. You don't even have a unique look. So, I mean, I think as Black women, this should have been a wake-up call. This election and how the other women groups voted should be a big wake-up call for y'all. Let's see if y'all paying attention, if y'all learned anything. But then again, we have the 4B movement, so I guess not.
Hmm.
But you asked the question that, well, first I didn't. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that you're, because it's almost like you yourself being a black woman, you're speaking about the things that black men have talked about with black women. But typically, when you discuss those things with black women, they take great offense to it. So there's, you don't really have, they argue back and forth with the guy. Well, not all black women, not a. I realize this is predominant. These are our mothers, our sisters, our nieces, women in our family, friends and girlfriends. So it's not just when you. So there's a lot of gaslighting there. So in one way, I get it. It's self-preservation because it's like, well, I'm a black woman. So it's interesting to hear you say these things. Um, this has gone back for almost 200 some years. This has gone back. I mean, when is it ever going to change? Probably never, because I mean they've just fall. The things I've learned, I wish I didn't learn. Just basic things like when the man tried to get the vote, or the black man tried to get the black vote, they succeeded, but it was black women who voted, well, not voted, but they were going with I think Susan B. Anthony, and trying to uh, they wanted to get the women to vote first. And so they convinced the black women to try to get on their side, which they successfully did. But fortunately, the black men were kind of like, wait a second. They took our women and then got them to get on their side so that white women can get the vote. But the irony is that if they even got the vote before the black women would not have been able to vote at all. It would have been the white women. So they still would have been right there, right along with the black men, even though they were going against them. So it started way back then. This was 200 some years ago. Shortly after the slaves were released, you would think that they would be together and on it since they had shared experience, but that wasn't the case. Then of course it follows up into Madam C.J. Walker, the hair straightening products. Then it became the weave, this lightening of the skin, these mannerisms that was not very characteristic of black women, the self-esteem issues. Um, it's an identity issue. So it's self-esteem issue. So therefore, it's been going on for that long. I'm not surprised that they've taken up on this other movement that you say white women have started or perpetuated. There was this one clip that I saw that really, I guess, made it black and white. It was a black woman who was with two other white women, and this one white guy came and he made him a bet. So he was playing a game. It was kind of like ball and cup, and if you catch it and you win, then you get to keep the money. Or if you want to, you can then take the money and put it back in the pot and take your chances and win triple the amount of money that you made. So what you had was two white women and one black woman. They were playing the game, and the two white women lost the game, so they didn't win any money. But the black woman, she won $100. So then they asked the guy who was playing the game with it. He said, "Hey, you won the money. Um, I would suggest you take the money and walk away. But if you want to continue to play the game, then you can." So he looked at the woman. He said, "And if you win, by the way, you'll get $300." So she was contemplating, saying, "Well, maybe I should take it." She's going to reach down for the money, and the two white women looked at her, kind of like, "Well, what are you doing? Why wouldn't you take the risk? Of course you should take the risk. Go ahead, go for it." And she's like, "Should I? Should I?" And the guy who was doing the game, he was like, "What do you want to do?" He said, "What do you want to do?" She said, "Well," and she just kept looking to the white ladies for, I guess, confirmation. They were like, "Oh, we think you should go for it." So of course she went for it. And of course you already know how the story ends. She lost the money. The two white ladies start laughing at her. And then the black lady just kind of like, "Oh, dang, I knew I should have, I knew I should never did that." It was like that. You saw the
All
ignorance
right.
right there in front of your face. And so you don't normally get to see it in that way, but it exemplifies the way in which they follow all of these different trends that white women started. It's feminism, the abortion, the
Yeah.
overemphasis on materialism instead of family, and then them themselves not doing the things that they led them to do, which is crazy. It's like a psyop. And then of course the white women come in, they swoop in, they get the black man, and then because the black women don't have the mind straight, it's competitive with them. I think white women just are more competitive, and they're seeing it as, I can't believe they're falling for this, and black women have been falling for it for hundreds of years now. That's why you ask, when are they going to
Yeah,
stop? I just don't see it stopping anytime soon.
yeah, and that's going to be the issue. Yeah, but at some point we got to put this stuff to rest. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna move us on. Tiffany Weaver, shout out to Tiffany Weaver in the building. She said exactly. I never heard of this 4B movement. Yeah, no, it's some nonsense, Tiffany Weaver. You ain't missing nothing. But I want to say this. How long are we gonna fight about this election?
Please,
Yeah, how long we
somebody
gonna
tell me.
Yeah, how long are we gonna fight about this
Please.
election? Yep, I know folks still mad, still in their feelings, still triggered. But at the end of the day, what you gonna do about it? Yeah, let me keep it blunt. What you gonna do about it? Is you gonna get over it? Is you gonna keep moving your family forward? What you gonna do about it? You can see this whole 4B movement. See, this sparked up after this election.
It did.
So clearly this is some retaliation nonsense, I guess, against men or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, the election is over with. That's done came and went. So how long we gonna do this? Nigga, see, y'all got me there now. I'm there. How long we gonna do this? Make up your mind. Yeah, how long y'all want to fight about it? Y'all want to go 2 weeks? Y'all want to go a month, a year? What y'all want to do? Yeah, folks got to get themselves together. Yeah, the facts that folks are still fighting about this election, this mess is crazy. Yeah, the fact that folks is falling out with each other over this election is crazy. Yeah, the fact that folks can't have a mature conversation about this election without trying to retaliate or 4B or block or unfriend to somebody, this mess is ridiculous. Grow up. Yep, that's the missing piece. Yeah, we got a lot of folks walking around like they grown and they kids. They immature in the mind. But they try to present something different. And somebody once told me, if you let people talk long enough, you'll learn what you need to learn about them. Yep, and you start to see things about folks. Yeah, when they can't even have adult conversations without getting triggered. Yeah, when they can't have adult conversations and not agree and go their separate ways without having to retaliate with a 4B movement, whatever other nonsense we come up with. So, man, my message for tonight is, because I'm over it. Yep, grow up. That's what you need to do. Grow up. Get yourself together. Check your mindset, because clearly it's off. Yeah, the fact that we sitting here fighting about this election and this thing came and passed and we still fighting about this election, arguing every time they make an announcement of Trump's new appointments to this area and that area, it's like, man, get over it. Yeah, this ain't the first election we've been a part of. Get over it. Yeah, these black dudes out here, they ain't your enemy. These black women, they ain't your enemy either, black man. Get over it. Get over yourself. Yeah, this mess is crazy, man. We got to grow up at some point.
Is that what this is about, the election?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
It's a part of it, yeah.
It's based off the election, yeah.
They decided that this was going to be their way to retaliate. You know, before they don't, like JR said, they've done a movement like this before, the decentering men. Like we talked about that before, right? But now this is particularly in reaction to the election. So women are upset, right, that so many men voted that way. Now, mind you, once again, black women, your men did not vote against you. Why are you? It's just crazy. But I'm sorry, I don't want to get lost in the sauce, but it's just crazy. It's like, black men, why are you even a part of this? Like, your men literally voted with you. Anyway, but yes, this is like a retaliation because there was such a large number of Caucasian men, of course, who voted for Trump, which didn't we already know that anyway? Like, didn't we already know that's how they were going to vote? Like, why are we surprised by that? This is not surprising. Yeah. Now, the Latino man was a little bit surprising, maybe a little bit. The Latino women might have been a little bit surprising, but the tea is that they said Latino men believe in the patriarchy, so they're not going to vote for a woman to be in leadership.
Right.
And the Latino women have said that, well, some Latino women can't stand the idea of a Black woman having that high of a position. So they wouldn't vote for her, right? So meanwhile, I'm just saying, the sisterhood ain't quite as big as y'all think it is. That's all I'm saying. Be mindful.
It's all good. Let me get these comments then. Hold on, Joe. Let me get these comments then. I'm gonna move us on. Let's see, because I don't want us to drown this one out. I think we know what it is. Let's see. Donovan said emotional damage. Yeah, no, it's definitely emotional. And I think that's a lot of the problem too, Donovan. We wrap so much emotion up to into these conversations, and they don't even require that. Yeah, we got situations where folks are talking about certain topics, and folks is getting triggered about it, and it don't even have nothing to do with them. So yeah, we got to get some of this emotion up out of these conversations, man. Like I said, it's getting quite ridiculous and counterproductive for that matter. Let's see. Shout out to Kenyatta. She said, yeah, that's crazy work. Yeah, no, it is crazy. It is. Let's see. Eva Wright in the building. What's going on, Eva Wright? She said, people have to understand that everyone do not see things the same. The issue I have with it is shaming those that don't think like you. Right. It's time to move on and push forward. I'm tired of hearing about it myself. Didn't know about 4B either. Yeah, no. So this 4B movement stuff, like I said, it literally spurred up right after these election results. So like I said, we kind of know what it's stemming from. But once again, I'm at the point now. I'm like, go do what you're gonna do. And I said, you let me know how that go. Let's see. That wasn't directly at you, Eva Wright. I'm talking about the folks that's doing the 4B movement, not you, Eva Wright. Let's see. Tiffany Weaver said, instead of being depressed or pointing fingers, now is the time for Black folks to strategize, mobilize, and come together as a collective. Yeah, it's just that simple. Tiffany, it's just that simple. Yeah, but it's like we still over here fighting and arguing, and it's just like it's done already. Like why we still doing that? Let's get back to holding each other down and doing what we do. So yeah, it seems simple, Tiffany, but you know, the folks still struggling out here. Let's see. Eva Wright said, I agree 100%. Appreciate that. Let's see. Shout out to Nicole in the building. She said, Black people, sit this one out and move on. We have a ton of work to do.
Period.
A ton to work on. No, that's facts. Yeah, we have so many more important things to be focused on right now, other than arguing and coming after each other about this election. Like it's done at this point. Let's see. Donovan said, just a couple cents. Joe Biden picked Kay Harris as a running mate as an insurance policy to not be removed from his seat. Sleepy Joe been out of sync for a while, and Kay Harris, let's see, was never given the commander's seat. However, the Dems were hoping she beat Trump from returning. Yeah, no, I said it is what it is. They got their strategy as well, but you know, so I always look at these things from the perspective of us. Yep, and how these things or anything that come up seems to affect us. If it be 4B, if it be the election or whatever, then we adopt it, we grab onto it, then it turns us into fighting each other. And then we going back and forth and pointing fingers and cussing each other out and unfriending each other and all of this. And it's like, why do we always grab things and then we want to fight amongst us? Yeah, it's just crazy. And then other folks at home sleeping good at night. Like it's the craziest mindset ever. See, let's see. Vince said this election is a reflection on how we are moving in these relationships. It's all about winning. No compromise, no cooperation, blaming others instead of looking within to see why we can't convey a message. I'm right and you wrong. Yeah, it's just that bucking. Yep, it's that lack of accountability. It's that lack of looking at yourself and what you're doing wrong in the situation and just bucking. Yep, and then just fighting points. And it may not even be any solid context behind your point, but just fighting points and just wanting to be right and then willing to do anything to be right, or at least feel like you're right. Yeah, it makes no sense. Let's see. Donovan said Hillary lost to Trump too. Man, that's a whole nother thing. We ain't about to spark it up. All right, let me curveball this. Let's see. We ain't gonna be on here all night tonight. Let me curveball this. I got two. So I'm gonna switch this up. I want y'all to tell me what y'all see, what y'all think. Yeah, we got two of them.
To get ready to go out. So let's do story time. So this is a story just about a previous date that I've had. In the end, I really want to know if I'm wrong for thinking the way that I think. So let me know. Stay tuned, please. Okay, so I get there a little early and I valet. He's like a minute later than me, and I see that he parks across the street instead of choosing to valet. I don't really question it because, to each their own, whatever. And then we go and have our dinner. We end up ordering like 3 courses, appetizer, entree, dessert. We had wine. I was really impressed by his palate. He didn't just stick to like the typical things. He was a little adventurous in what he likes to eat. Also, it was a first date too, and he brought me flowers. I really did like that. They were red and white roses. They were pretty beautiful. So we're getting ready to leave. Mind you, we didn't finish all of our food. So we both have leftover food and the flowers that he gave me. So we're walking to valet, and valet's like, okay, will that be cash or card? And I'm like, card. Okay. So the guy literally does not even attempt to take out his card or like reach in his pocket or anything. Mind you, I have flowers in a hand and I have my leftover food in the hand too. So not only is he not even attempting to not pay for the valet, he's also like completely unbothered with the fact that my hands are full, and I can't reach into my purse. So literally the valet guy is like, well, somebody got to pay. So he takes my he takes my flowers. So I end up reaching in my bag and paying for the valet because somebody got to pay for it. Mind you, again, while we're having dinner, we're laughing and joking. Everything's going so good. But I'm just so turned off that he didn't even attempt to try to pay for the valet. And I'm really just a little taken back because I don't think I've ever had to pay for my own valet coming from a date, like ever. Like that's kind of weird, and it kind of turned me off. So I called my friend afterwards when I got in the car and I was on the way home, and I was like, just kind of explained everything the way I explain everything now. And I was like, girl, like, am I tripping that I'm upset that he didn't pay for my valet, or like what? Because this has never happened before.
Okay, I'm coming to the commenters. I'm coming to the panel on this one. So who's wrong? Who's right? Was she tripping? Who's wrong? Who's right? Was she tripping? I need to know what it is. I need to hear from y'all on this. Go ahead.
Imagine going on a date, deciding where you want to park, and then expecting for him to want to support your choices. Like, I'm just let that marinate. Like, you saw him get a free spot because he know better.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. So she parked her car in valet, but he parked his in the free spot. But she wanted him to pay her valet.
Hello, she didn't read the room.
Oh, okay.
She didn't read the room. So when you looked over and you saw him park at the free, you should have said, skirt, I'm gonna park behind him. Because why would he pay for my valet when he don't even want to valet himself? Just think about that. Like, but if you want it to be more comfortable and you want it to be more convenient, then pay for it. Convenient cost. Why is that his problem? You just said he brought you flowers. He paid for that. You just said that you guys had 3 courses and wine. He covered all that. Covered the tip. You said it was a great time. You want him to pay. So you expect to leave your house and not have to spend any money. Not a dime. None. This is what y'all do. You didn't expect to spend any money. You was offended because you had to go in your pocketbook. No investment. You didn't think you had to make any investment. That's why y'all get coffee dates and Cheesecake Factory.
Oh man,
even
let me get somebody. Hold tight, Joe. Let me get
Cheesecake
some
Factory got a bunch
comments.
of parking. You ain't got to pay to park at the Cheesecake Factory.
Hold that thought. I'm coming back to Joe in a sec. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Let's see. Nicole said, "Let's see. You valet. You want to go out to dinner with your father? Is that what it is, Nicole? Okay, I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna leave that right there. See, even right said, let's see, paying for your parking. He obviously doesn't spend his money that way. He didn't. Let's see, he didn't even use valet. Did he pay for dinner? You ain't tell her to shut up, did you? Even right? Yeah. Oh man, I see y'all let loose tonight. This is one of them nights. Let's see, Donovan said the expectations on a first date without communicating is beyond me. I never valet. I saw Ferris Bueller Days Off as a day off as a child. I remember that movie, man. Yeah, you got to be careful. It was yeah. You got to be careful out here. Let's see. Kenyatta said Ann brought her flowers. Yeah, she said red and white roses. She said they were beautiful too. Yeah. See, Donovan said, I guess he was supposed to top off her tank on the way home, too. Yeah, man, 93, man. 93. You know how I go. See, even right. Let's see, Kenyatta, see, right. Stay single because this is dumb. I see y'all ain't even on her side on this one. Let's see, Kenyatta says, so he paid for dinner, bought flowers, and you want more. They say it's never enough. It's never enough. See, Vince said these young girls fumble good dudes in their 20s, then wonder why they can't find anyone in their 30s and 40s. Let's see, she will run into him later and he'll be married with children. Happens all the time. Not surprised. Kenyatta said then wanted her girl to co-sign with her foolishness. Shake my head. Now, you always got to pull in the girl to co-sign because you got to try to validate your feelings on that. That's one thing she left out. She didn't tell us what her girl ended up saying. Did her girl tell her she was tripping, or did her girl say, no, the guy was tripping? She left that part out of that video. All right, let me come up here to Joe. Joe, you want to say something real quick, man?
Yeah, I didn't even catch that first part, Chloe. That I thought for some reason it was him parking in the. Anyways, um, he that is. I mean, everyone knows that's entitlement. That's obvious because you didn't even ask if he would. He didn't suggest he was going to cover your valet if he chose to do it first, and then secondly, you didn't ask if he would do it. So there was no communication. You just assumed he would. And then when he wouldn't pretend as if he was going to pay for it just because, oh, maybe she forgot, then she got upset. Even though he paid for, like everyone else in the comments said, her food, which was, if there's valet there, the food is probably expensive. No, it is expensive.
Right.
If not, it is. So he's paying for the food, which is probably $150, $20 meal minimum. He paid for some beautiful flowers. Flower arrangements are not cheap. He probably spent at least a good $30, $40 on specific red and white roses and arranged a certain way and brand new, fresh. Yeah, he spent about 50 just on a bouquet of roses. She got all of this. She's basically gassing this man up. But the one thing that she got upset about was that he didn't pay for the one thing that she wanted to do. So he was just supposed to reach into his pocket, and then she's lying, talking about, "Oh yeah, I just wanted to see if he was going to actually, reach into." No, you would have let him pay. This is whole thing. This that alibi. Oh well, I just wanted to see if he was going to reach into his pocket and do it. Nah, if he had reached into his pocket to do it, then she wouldn't be upset about it and talking about it. She would have let him pay for that. She would, like she did everything else prior to that. It would have been a train of thought. Oh, he paid for my dinner. He paid for my flowers. He paid for my valet. How romantic. Yeah, but if all you paid for was valet, that was probably only about $20 compared to the $250 he spent. So you wanted, like Chloe said, no investment at all. And that was a great man, what he did. Because most men, first of all, they're not paying for flowers. Like he's probably opened up car doors. He's probably rolling out the red carpet for her. He set up the whole date. That takes a lot of time and planning, setting it all up, making sure the ambience, and all she had to do was show up and pay for her own parking that she volunteered to do. So that is, well, you know, I mean, I don't know what curveball to me is not a curveball. It's just kind of like, that's an easy one, Quay. I mean,
Well, no,
she
but
was
hold on.
entitled.
but hold on. So it's still a curveball. Now the reason I say that is because um my question is still, just listening to all the details of the video, my question is still, what does she actually want to happen? Right? Because there's a key piece in here where she states that the valet asked her, is it going to be cash or card?
Mhm,
And she said card.
mhm.
That's a very important detail right there. So my question would be, if your true intentions was for this guy to pay for this valet, then why were you dictating how he was going to pay for it?
Wow.
Because see, the thing would
Wow.
have been, if you really were genuinely concerned about this guy paying for the valet, then your response when the valet asked that question, cash or card, then you would have looked at him for him to respond. And then he would have
Hmm.
responded and said, okay, yeah, I'm gonna use cash, or here he would have whipped out his card or whatever it would have been. But you answered and you said card.
Whoa, that's bold.
So when do we start dictating if that was her true intentions? When do we start dictating what medium of payment that the man is going to use? I mean, that's why I say some of this
So,
stuff we gotta stop playing out here. Yeah, but going back to Vince's comment that he made, this is how a lot of good relationships get fumbled, because we out here playing games. Yeah, we literally out here playing games. Yeah, you're not gonna decide for this guy if you genuinely worried about him paying for some valet. You're not gonna decide if he's gonna be using a card or cash. He will be deciding that. And see, you just told on yourself. Yeah, so be honest in your video. Don't try to put it on this man for not paying the valet. Put it on you wasn't attracted to something else about him, or you had some other issue with my man, but it wasn't for his lack of doing what he was supposed to do as a man taking you on a first date. Yep, context is very important. Yep, and see, a lot of folks will miss that piece right there. But see, that's the piece that exposes this young lady and tells me that she was capping. Yep, and see, we do this type of stuff a lot in these dating scenarios. We'll say, oh, this dude didn't do this dude didn't do that, or this woman didn't do this woman didn't do that. But the real reason be something totally different. Yeah, but then you'll have somebody feeling like they wasn't on point, like this man didn't come with the flowers, like he didn't have you at the nice restaurant, like he didn't three-course meal you. She even said she was impressed with my man palate. So see, he ain't even come in there. He ain't even coming there getting no Henny. He came in there
he's
getting a little
sophisticated.
Mayomi. Yeah, he came in there sipping on some Mayomi red. You know what I'm
Caviar,
saying? Yeah, yeah.
little filet
He wasn't in there.
mignon.
He wasn't in there. What Vince say? He wasn't in there drinking no Pinnacle. He came in there to show you what it do. Yep, and then you still try to come back and put it on this guy like somehow he fell short because of some valet that you chose, and then decided it was going to be facilitated via a credit card that you didn't want to pull out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we got to quit playing out here, man. See,
Man.
that's game playing one-on-one. And that's why I say you got the context is very important. Yeah, I've never been in a situation where somebody comes asking about a valet, and then some young lady is telling me, "Oh, he gonna pay with this." You don't know what I'm paying with. I'm a lot of dudes out here. They don't even do credit cards. They do straight cash all the time. So how you gonna tell this dude how he gonna be paying for something? Yeah, we got to catch
Did you
these
see?
things, man. Folks be slick. Go ahead, Joe.
Did you see how? And this is how I caught this. I didn't catch that first part, which is good, but how perplexed she was that he chose not to use valet. She was like, "Oh, he just chose to use free parking. That was weird." Anyways, and it's like, wait, huh? So he had to give the impression that he was just this big baller of a guy. He don't know what he say. He likes you. Clearly, he likes you. Probably enough to where he said, "Well, this valet party will cost me about $40. Man, that can go towards the flowers. That can go towards our meal. The tip alone would be $40 for valet." That's right. He's thinking of afford. He's already spending too much money, but he likes her that much that he went above and beyond. And yet she got stuck on like, oh, he chose free parking. Like she didn't want to be seen with him, I guess, in the free parking space compared to the whole pomp and circumstance of the valet with the guy in the red suit and here's your keys, Mr. Johnson. She wanted that experience too. It wasn't enough for her to just walk out with the man that she went out with. So there, I caught that. But on top of that, she's putting on 1,000 pounds of makeup, talking about who's authentic and who's genuine. He was the real man here. He came there barefaced. I'm sure just looking sharp. You know,
No,
he ain't
don't
got
do
nothing to
it, Joe.
cover up.
Don't do
I'm
it,
just
Joe.
being
Don't
honest.
do it.
I'm like, why is she putting on all this makeup? Like, he probably doesn't even know what she looks like. He's doing all of this
Oh
for
my
this woman.
God!
I'm being honest. He's laying out the carpet for a woman who doesn't even know what she looks like. He might be upset. So let's say he got home with her one night. Let's say a couple of months into. Oh, I'm gonna make him wait. He got home. He's like, oh damn, this is what I waited for. He's not. He thought he's been fooled. She's a magician the whole time talking
Man, don't
about this
do it like
man.
that, Joe. Don't do
So
it like
man,
that.
this is some nonsense. This guy, I feel sorry for the guy. I want to hear the guy's side of the story.
Yeah, we just, man, it's just it's so much game playing, man. And that's why I said we gotta quit playing out here, man. Yeah, at the end of the day, actually, you know what? I'm gonna run the second one. I'm gonna run the second one. I got two sitting down. Let me get this comment. I'm gonna run the second one. Let's see. Nicole said, let's see, she not dating to marry, she dating for a free meal. Next. Dang, Nicole, she just get the next like that. Okay, go and cut her off then. I got a second one. Let's see. Dang, Prince Hakeem took Lisa on their first date and they walked. Yeah. Yeah. Let me run this second one, then I'm done with this for the night.
What is happening with the men in the world? They want to be catered to. They I can't even. When I hear it out loud, it just sounds. They want to be catered to. They give you bare minimum. They don't want to spend money. Men will come with the bill will come to the table, and the men don't grab the bill. Women are grabbing the bill first. The women are grabbing the bill first, and we are paying for the bill.
Somebody said, how about he come to you? But that wouldn't even.
That's fine. Come to me. But don't ask, don't say you're not going to fly me, but come to New York. Okay, you're going to send for me?
Yeah, because he could have easily just been like, I want to see you. I will come to you.
What is happening with the men? I'm sorry. I think that I just am like really actually old school in the sense that, like, look, I do believe as women we are working these days. There's not a lot of at-home mothers and, you know, whatever, cool. But at the same time, my G, like, come with it or go home. What are we doing? Like, what value are you adding into the life of a woman who is supposed to be catering to the home? Like, you want the woman to cater to the house and make sure that she builds a home for you and to make it comfortable and to cook and to do all this. I believe in that. But like, at what point, if men ain't even flying, you are courting you, bruh, you want me to cook? You want me to clean?
Right.
You want all these things.
Still
What?
expecting those things.
No, what's going on?
But then adding on. So it's like adding on.
I mean, and listen, someone said what's happening with the women too. I don't know that because I don't date women. What?
Okay. So that was it's the last curve of the night. So that was April Jones. Who was she tied to? I lose track. Who was she tied to? Is it Amarion?
And his friend.
You said and his friend.
You.
And take it.
And Tay
I ain't know that. Well, I ain't know that. Who the friend? She tied to a friend too?
Yeah, I think some little something. There's in the same group. Same.
Oh, so she messed with somebody that was in the little group with Amarion too?
Way after, I think, like after like and the Marion type of shit, after their relationship was done, then she got with a friend.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Man,
know
I
how
don't even
long
keep
after,
up
but-
like that. Okay.
Yeah, nah. The only reason I know with that obviously is because there's actually more to that video as well.
Okay.
Yeah, there's more to it, and it got to the point where the
Oh, Ben said
guys,
Fizz.
yeah, that's the guy, yeah, Fizz, yeah,
Huh.
talking about, when it mentioned about what about the woman, right? And she said, what about the women? I don't date them. She ain't stupid. She understood this question
Right.
because there's more to it in the sense of what women are doing, etc., etc. And he's basically saying like, ain't no man want no woman that's run through, etc., etc., and whatnot. And she was just basically just showing us her true self, basically. And when I came across this video, I just sat down and I thought, the things that you're complaining about, darling, you lot made it this way. You genuinely made it this way. Like we just had a perfect example of a guy going above and beyond to make sure what today that's above and beyond. Flowers, make sure you pay the date, tips,
Right.
all that. That's that's above and beyond, right? Which should be normal, but it's not, unfortunately. So she still complained about him not doing one thing that she chose to do. Now think about the single woman that's choosing to do a lot of bad things. Why the hell would I choose you and then court you when here's the sad reality, Mr. Price? I always say it. A lot of these women have had more sex outside of a relationship than in a relationship. Now,
Mm.
you're talking about a man courting you. Fine. Now, let's ask these questions, right? You want flowers? You want a man to open the door for you? All of that shiver stuff. Out of the 20 dicks you done had, how many of them men done all that? Pardon my language.
Bruh.
How many men courted you how you felt or feel you should have been courted out of the 20 that you've held? Mr.
Mm.
Price, I've been in the game, right? Best believe I ain't hardly bought flowers, even for my girlfriend, because guess what? Bullshit. You don't need flowers every month or every week. Because if that's the case, every woman, not every woman, of course, but the majority, as they say, I like flowers and all that. That will be the requirement. But the guy that done knocked you down ain't had to bring you flowers. So what do I need to bring you flowers? Because it's not a requirement that you deem to be, top of your list.
Right.
So we understand different rules for different players. But a
Mm.
guy that's in the game, we understand that, okay, if you show me that you are worthy of chivalrous, behavior from me or whatever it is, then I will give you that. If you don't show me, then I will not even think about giving you that. And that's where they miss the point where you're not deserving of it, but they think they are deserving of it. Baby, you dated the Marion, whatever it is, and then to go and date his friend, that is some treacherous behavior. And then you're gonna demand chivalrous behavior from men. Men are seeing these things. We're seeing the behaviors of women. Like I said, the culture is sex before anything else. So how else am I supposed to see you? We can get into a situationship, relationship, but Mr. Price, unfortunately, a man's standards or desire for what a woman should be is going to eventually rise. Hence why they're not getting the rings. Yeah, we're in a relationship. I'll get the baby from you. We can do that 50-50 or whatever it is. Because your attitude you've done showed me for how many years, as we've been talking about the 4B movement, that you're still on this bull crap on this train. So you're showing us your true colors. Even though we showed you, I know that I'm not in America, so I'm talking as if I'm there, but I know eventually it's going to affect me over here as well, right? So
Right.
even though we showed you that we had your backs, you know what that tells me, Mr. Price? Even though our women have done us wrong, we're still there.
Yeah, we still rocking with them.
We're still rocking with them. But they can't understand, and it's not a case of, I think you said earlier, black men are not your enemy, black women are your enemies, right? But I would go to as far as saying black women betrayed us. But guess what? We lost. So I can understand why black women would betray us. But doesn't mean that I've got to accept it, right? So for too long we've been calling them back. They don't want to come back on side. What else am I supposed to do?
So you know what? Let me challenge that, JR. I question if that is true. So I know what you're saying, right? I just want to challenge it, right? I question if that is true, that black women don't want to come back, or essentially don't want to come back to their black men. I don't think that's the case. Yeah, but I think, at least from my perspective, I think what I'm seeing is that they want us to, it's almost like they want men to grovel to get them to come back, or beg them to come back, type of scenario, right? So I think, honestly, I think they do want to come back, but they want to feel something before they come back, type of scenario. So that's honestly what I think is happening, right? Because at the end of the day, even going back to the whole 4B thing, and they going, saying they're going to cut off this and cut off that and cut off this. I don't really even think they want to do that. Yeah, I think they're just trying to use it as leverage to try to get the men to respond how they want you to respond. It's almost like a fake power move, if you will. So that's what I think is going on there. That's just my opinion on that. So I would just challenge that. I actually think they do want to come back. They want some groveling first. They want some crawling on some knees first. Let me get some of these comments, and I'm gonna come back. Let me get these comments, and I'm coming back to the panel. So hold that thought. Let's see. Eva Wright said, let's see, why are you grabbing the bill first if that's not what you want to do? Foolishness. Yeah, you know what? Let me go and hit that bomb on that one. Yeah, that's a great question, Eva Wright. Yeah, you see how you catch little things in these videos. It's like this is supposed to be April Jones. I'm gonna assume she got a couple dollars. Yeah, so why would April Jones even be interacting with a dude to where they going out to dinner and she got to pull out, she got to grab the bill? Like that right there, see, that don't even sound right. Because as I understand it, so I understand Omarion, Vince said Fizz, I've seen it with Tate Diggs. So I'm like, so you with these celebrities. So I'm like, why would you even be on a dinner with a dude to where when the bill comes out, you got to grab the bill? Like, something don't sound right. I'm calling a little cap on that.
Stop the cap.
We're gonna keep going. Let's see. Vince said that's because she got kids with her home. Let's see. I think that's, we got kids with another man. Oh, basically, okay, she has kids with another man. Let's see, you got to understand your value. Yeah, that value question, man, that comes up. Understanding where you stand out here, or how other folks perceive your value, in this market, if you will. See, Kenyatta said, old school where? No, ma'am, because the nip was falling out. See, I ain't even catch it.
Oh my God.
She kept trying to pull it up.
See, I ain't even catch all. Oh man, we can't slide nothing past y'all. See, I thought I was catching stuff. Y'all over here catching stuff. Oh man, let me keep going. Let's see. Donovan said her voice, is that dictation? Hold on, what was that? Is that dictation? Diction? Is that what you meant? I don't know. Her energy, her mindset, all bad. Yeah, no, it's definitely was giving a little red flaggish. Shout out to my guy J.U. Griffin. He said these strong, independent, modern women want to be old. Want to be old school. Why you can pay the bill why you can't pay the bill if you're making all this money? You know what though, J.U. Griffin? This is the age-old question though. Do these ladies do they want to be old school, or do they just want the men to continue to be old school? Yeah, that's the question of the century right there. Yeah, from my perspective, it seems like the young ladies, they want to do the new mindset.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they don't
want the
want to
men.
do tradition. They don't want to do none of that, but they want the men to stay in this traditional format. They want men to still be buying flowers and opening doors and being chivalrous and paying for everything and carrying the cost of the home and paying all her bills and his and everything else. Like they want the men to remain in this traditional mindset and traditional actions. But, from their perspective, they want to make I guess a evolution, an upgrade, whatever you want to call it. And I think, like I said, that is a part of the disconnect. And I'll add this too as well. There was another key piece that April did say in this video at the very end. Yeah, but she said somebody asked her what's wrong with the women. And then she said she couldn't answer that because she don't date women. I think it's about time that we consider that. Yeah, if we saying that there's something wrong with the men and how the men is moving, then at some point we're gonna have to say that there's something wrong with the women and how they moving. Yeah, we got to put that on the table at some point. This just can't be one-sided. Can't be. Yeah, but is it possible the women moving different? Now that's causing the men to move different. Yeah, but is it possible the men moving different? That's causing women to move different now. Like we got to put that on the table at some point. Can't be one-sided for the duration. See, Vince says, let's see, Sierra got these ladies confused, got a kid by Future and got a child. Let's see. She got a kid by Future and got, I think I'm assuming that's childless or children. Top NFL quarterback to marry her and have a family. Not going to happen often. No, that's not the standard, man. That's not a normal occurrence. Yeah, that's not a normal occurrence. And I think that's wrapped up in there as well. Folks see, these situations on social media and on the web, and then they just, want to pretend or move like their situation is the same, and it's not. Yeah, so your results may not be the same as, what some of these young ladies out here in Hollywood and on social media are living. Like that might not be your situation. So we got to consider that as well. Let's see. Vincent said they want an unfair deal. Yeah, no doubt. Definitely one-sided deal. All right, let me come back to the panel. Go ahead, Joe.
Um, hmm. She said, well, they made fun about man wanting to be catered to, but I wonder if they would make fun about Beyonce, who made a whole song about catering to a man, because
Mm.
that is a woman's nature. She catering, nurturing. So to laugh and mock a man for wanting something that we naturally want from women to be catered to is crazy. But of course, they're Beyonce fans, so they would sing the song, but would also be like, oh, I can't get down with that. But that's what the song is about. Actually, that's my favorite song that she made because it's actually positive for men. Where everything else is about independent women, all this other stuff. That's the one song I'm thinking like, damn, this is actually pro man. Like this is what we want from women. So um yeah, but aside from that, she I would say what I do agree with her on was the first part is that he wanted her to visit. And I actually agree with her. He wanted her to visit. It would be like me inviting someone out to dinner and then expecting them to pay. It's like if it's not a mutual thing, like where we are going to split and there's a conversation beforehand, then it's going to be split. But if I'm inviting someone else out to eat, then the assumption is that it's going to be on their dime. Um, so
So let me ask you this, Joe. I'm glad you made that point right there. So let me ask you this, Joe. Do you think that, okay, so based on what you're saying that if the man invites the woman out, then he should pay. Um, do you think that a woman would ever invite you out?
it happened. It happened 2 days ago.
And did she pay for it all?
Absolutely, and that's not the
Okay.
only time. So that's the
Okay.
catering too. So I actually, but also I made clear hey, listen, I'm not paying for. They're like, don't block your blessing. Don't. I'm like, hey, I ain't gonna block it. You offering to pay. And that's exactly what she did. But it happens. That's just my situation. So when but there's always going to be communication, like, okay, so you're inviting me to pay, but when it comes to women, I will say, are you expecting me to pay just for my meal, or you just want to be like a just an outing or whatever? But if they're insisting that they're paying for it, then okay, that's what it is. So the assumption here is that he invited her out, and you talk about flying out to a different state or whatever. Yeah, to expect her, it'd be different if she said, I want to come visit you, I want to come see you, then she would be motivated to pay. So the ball was actually in her court. He tried to flip it by saying, I want you to come to me. But then she's like, okay, cool. And then he's like, well, now you got to pay for your ticket to come to see me. But he's the one asking her to do it. That's a bait and switch. So actually, there's one thing I agree with her on is that, because I would say the opposite, right? If a woman invited me to dinner, like what happened 2 days ago, and then turn around and say, oh, by the way, you got to foot your own bill. I'm gonna be like, wait a second. I mean, yeah, I still probably would have gone, but you led me to believe that you was offering to pay. In fact, you offered to pay, but now you're saying I have to pay. Okay, I'll pay, but now I don't want nothing to do with you no more. Or I'm kind of pissed about that. So that's the one thing I agree with. Everything else she was talking about was just cat. Talking about I don't know. I'm not a I don't date women. That's foolish because we don't date men, but we can identify the issues that men have when it comes to dating in their dating life when they have issues, even though we don't date them, assuming you're a straight man. So I don't have to be
Right.
a gay man to know, oh, these are issues. No, it's like I talk to a lot of straight men, and I'm sure she's talked to a lot of straight women who are in heterosexual relationships. But I think the thing is that she just doesn't want to acknowledge whatever the question was that he asked, how it applies to her, or do you see the reason why he would want he's not looking at you in that way, which is what JR pointed to. He was right. Is that I didn't even know who she was until he described who she was. She basically was the she she got smashed up by the old R&B boy band group. That's what it really. And everybody knows it. That's the problem. Now, before social media, she could have got away with it because she would no one would know. It was just like she did her dirt. She's gonna play coy and innocent. He probably would have been like, "Oh, you're the love of my life." But the problem is that he knows your business is all over the internet. Your history is for everyone to see, and then you have kids to reflect that on top of the publicity of it all. So yeah, no, he probably had second thoughts. Oh yeah, oh wait a second, what am I doing? She got two kids, she a baby mama, she got ran through. You know what? Why don't you pay for the ticket? I think you should. But it is what it is.
No, I get that. I get that. Let me get this comment real quick.
What was I
See,
thinking?
yeah, let's see. Kenyatta said, let's see, she didn't want to address the accountability. Yeah, no, she dodged that question quick. And that's why I said we got to put that on the table. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong? What's wrong with both of us? Yeah, what's wrong with the fellas and what's wrong with the women? You know what I'm saying? If the fella, going back to the video, if he can take you out to dinner and basically deliver 95%, but you want to hold 5% against them, okay, well, that may be why some of the guys now is not trying to go out here and pay these dinner bills and whatever else. So I mean, we got to think about our actions during these interactions. Because I've said
Netflix
this
and chill.
before, if we keep playing with people and playing over good people, those people are going to start to pull back. Yep, and that's when we're gonna see these videos from the April Joneses and whoever else talking about where the dudes at, what's going on with these dudes, why they not moving like they used to. Well, y'all keep playing over them. So that's why they not moving like they used to. So I mean, look at what you're doing, and maybe that'll answer your question. Let's see. J.U. Griffin said, gotta remember though, Beyonce is catering to her man because she got the ring. These other women don't want to cater because they can't get married.
Yeah, but she did
Okay,
that before
J.U.
she got the ring. She did that before she got the ring, which is why Jay-Z married her. But
Well,
I
you
think
also
that's her
gotta
true self. That's who she
Yeah, but
really
you
is.
also gotta
Not that other.
consider there's some pandering in there, right? Because we gotta consider that as well. Yeah, there's a lot of these songs that have been used to push these narratives. And these young ladies was living some different stuff in real life on the in the background. So we gotta remember that as well. Appreciate that comment, JU. All right, man. I ain't keeping us on here all night, man. We getting up out of here tonight, man. We taking some closing and we gone. I'm hitting the top, hitting the bottom, and we out of here. Chloe, it's on you. You want to say anything before we get out of here tonight?
I mean, I don't know. I think that my big takeaway is this. Like, I think that we here. I don't know. I just feel like we're so negative as a people. And I'll speak to the women for a second, right? This can be said for both sides, but I'll speak to the women for a second because I'm a woman, right? Like, we have to stop looking at everything with this glass half empty mentality, right? This man took you on a date. You had a great time. He was a gentleman. He brought you flowers. He was intentional. Why is it that you reduce what sounds like to be a really good date down to the fact that he didn't want to pay for your valet? Like, instead of you looking at it like, I had a good time, he did all of these things, he checked all of these boxes, you're looking at it like he didn't, and then that took over the entire mood from your standpoint of the date, right? And then when we look at this whole 4B movement, like, at what point are we as women going to just let it go, right? We allow social media to build up a whole narrative about the men in our own community. Like, we don't already know the men in our own community, but we have allowed outside external resources to tell us how we should feel about the men in our community, who the men in our community are, what they're not going to do, how they're not going to support us, and it was a lie. It was all a lie. And at what point are you going to stop allowing yourselves to be manipulated and then turning around trying to manipulate your men? It's almost like you are manipulated by the system. You're manipulated by other female groups. And you feel like now the only group you can lord over is your men. So now that's where you seek your power. Instead of taking your power back from society, instead of taking your power back from these other women groups, you now feel like this is how I'm going to feel powerful. I'm going to control my man. I'm going to control the men in my community. And I mean, I'm tired of talking about the election too, but I got to be honest. A lot of stuff was exposed. A lot of people were exposed.
Facts.
A lot of fake relationships in your life were exposed. Like, a lot got exposed. So as much as I'm tired of talking about it, I mean, at this point, like, let's take once again the glass half full mentality and say, yeah, this sucked. Maybe the candidate that you voted for didn't win, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot about people. I learned a lot about circumstances. I learned a lot. So instead of looking at it like that, I'm going to move forward with the mindset of, now I know what I need to do. Right? And I agree with Nicole. I agree with Eva. Like, it really is time for us to go to work. That's really what it is. Like, if there's something you don't like that's within your control, then that's what you should be focusing on. Not focusing on the things that you have no control over anyway to begin with. Focus on the things that you can control. And that's how you treat the people around you and the example that you set for the generations that are coming after you. That's it. Everything else is going to be what it's going to be. So I just feel like, we should take this opportunity to learn. This was a learning opportunity. And just Black women, like, really, I would love to see Black women go into 2025 finally understanding that we, like the girl said, have control over our thoughts. We have control over our mind. We have control over the way we want to look, the way we want to talk, the way we want to present ourselves to the world, the way we want to dress, how we want to represent ourselves in public forums. We have control over all of those things. No one gets to tell us. No one gets to tell us. And I think at this point, if we leave anything in 2024, let this election be, proof case. Leave jumping on the bandwagon in 2024. I land.
Simple as that. Appreciate that closeout right there. Joe, it's on you. You want to say anything before we get out of there, man?
The entitlement, the ungrateful behavior, the delusion, to me, it's I would say to men probably is the total opposite of what Chloe, the advice she gives to black women. I would tell the black man, I would tell them to give them exactly what they're asking for, which is what Quay alluded to earlier about the 4B. He said, don't give them attention, don't give them validation, don't give them get, meet their demands, which is we don't want you to look at us, touch us, see us, or do anything with us, have sex with us. Okay, cool. I would say it would actually be better off for most men. They need to have more sexual discipline anyway. And then with that, they can take that energy, be more productive with it, stack their paper, not create baby mamas, not create broken communities with these women who are very antagonistic towards us, and stay focused and be open to women outside of your normal stomping grounds. Women who will respect you, who will honor you, cater to you, emphasis on catering to, be willing to nurture you, to help you meet your purpose and your goals outside of the borders of our native country. And I think that as Black men, we are not obligated to deal with the feminism, the emotional blackmail, the manipulation and abuse of our finances and mental health, because women are much more crafty in terms of how I mean, both sexes have ways of manipulating the other to get what they want, but it's a constant tug of war between the two. Who's going to get over on who first? Who's going to win this game, this war between the sexes, or at least between black men and women? As that's what I'm most familiar with, not other communities. I think
Right.
it's just not gonna. I don't think it's conducive for us as a society. So the best approach is that there's no way to try to fix it. It's a black man is taking a risk dealing with women like we just saw here, and not just black women, but just American women in general. It's a big risk. He might hit a home run, as Quay did with Chloe. He might win as Vince does with his wife. Um, but then it's such a big gamble. So I say reduce the risk, increase your odds, and go where you are loved and tolerated if you can afford to do so. And if you can't, then do whatever you have to do as a man to make it happen. But I assure you, uh, if you don't have the means to do it, if you literally just sexual discipline, it'll help you get you to where you want to go, anywhere and everywhere. And God will steer the course of that ship in terms of a healthy, productive relationship. Because trying to do it on your own, is a futile attempt, and it's not going to lead to anything good in most cases.
I got you. Okay. No, I appreciate that right there, man. Appreciate that, Joe. JR, it's on you, man. You want to say anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, thank you for having me on and chopping up with the panel and people in the chat. Yeah, it was just a good conversation because obviously, we're getting to the point where things are happening and we can definitely see that it's affecting both people, black men and black women. Um, and like I did say earlier, I can understand, you know, if black men feel that we got betrayed by black women, but I can also understand black women looking at from their perspective that black men you lost. So I can understand, you know, the mess that we're in. And of course, Joe mentioned the psyop that's being put in place, and to a certain extent, it is true when you have obviously Dr. Umar coming out saying about, you know, the wealth, all of that stuff. So if they're breaking us apart, and then we saying like, oh yeah, white women are sweeter than black women, let me take her, she'll come sweet, and that money's going into the economy, but into their side instead of our side. So I get exactly what's going on. So, and I think men have been trying to highlight this for ages. I think this election has been, of course, not great, but great at the same time, because it's opened our eyes. And I'm hoping that, like I said, I'm not in America, I'm in the UK, but it is going to come down here eventually. We're going to have our own situation going on, which is already going on. But our next mess is about to rise pretty soon, the next couple of years. So let's see how your situation plays out and see how it affects us. But like I said, we've got the cheat code. Black men, black women, we've got the cheat code today. You want black men to be traditional? We've always been that. We ain't changed. You want to work? Hey, they say black women have always worked. Cool. But we don't want you to go out there and kill your back for somebody else. So like I always say, let's come back, let's sit down, and let's make this work, because I promise you, with the cheat code today, going into 2025, best believe we're going to win. If we get our mindset correct, best believe. Thank you.
There it is. Appreciate that closeout, man. Good closeout. Well, man, shout out to everybody who joined us tonight, man. I'm gonna say this, and I'm done. I'm gonna keep it simple, man. At some point, we got to grow up. Yeah, but at some point, we got to grow up. Ain't no little babies no more. Everybody grown, as you call it. At some point, we got to grow up and move as adults. Yeah, we should be able to have conversations without wanting to chop each other's head off. We should be able to agree to disagree. Yep, a man should be able to take a young lady on a date and she just appreciate the date and not have something negative to say. Like, we got to grow up. Yep, a man, he should be able to invite a young lady out on a date and pay for the check. Like, we got to grow up. It's very simple, man. We moving like some little kids out here. Yeah, but that's the type of results we getting. We getting exactly what we would get the way we moving. So, man, I'm going to leave it at that, man. Let's see. Y'all got to be tonight, man. Shout out to my panel. Coco, Joe, JR. Appreciate y'all holding me down tonight. Yeah, the panel was awesome. Shout out to everybody in the comments as well. Shout out to all the YouTube and Facebook family who hopped on tonight. Shout out to all the great comments that were dropped. I appreciate you guys supporting the platform every Wednesday night. Man, this is Kandid Konvos. We go live on YouTube and Facebook every Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Man, if you haven't already, hit that like button, smash that like button. Also hit that share as well. But man, we're going to be back next week with another fire topic. And with that being said, everybody have an awesome night. We're going to catch you guys next Wednesday.